From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, January 12th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.52 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,223 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $269. Antiwar.com reports Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was originally not scheduled to attend the Paris Solidarity March and only announced he was going after Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman revealed he was going as well, not wanting to let a high-profile visit pass ahead of the March elections. But Netanyahu was not a welcome guest, and French President Francois Hollande explicitly asked him not to come, concerned he would make the whole visit about Israel and the Palestinians. When Netanyahu insisted he was coming anyhow, Hollande made a point to publicize his invitation to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. The Hollande government was working on a UN resolution trying to kickstart peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians, and Netanyahu has loudly opposed it. Predictably, Netanyahu and other Israeli officials visiting France today urged French Jews to leave the country for Israel, arguing France isn't safe. That's been a long-standing policy of the Israeli right, which believes it needs major Jewish immigration to sustain a majority and has regularly targeted France as the nation with the largest Jewish population in the world outside of Israel and the United States. With Hollande desperate to portray himself as having the security situation in order, it's understandable that he would not want Netanyahu and others trying to drum up immigration. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday will take up a new religious rights case when it considers whether a town in Arizona discriminated against a local church by forcing it to remove signs notifying the public of its worship services. The 9 justices are set to hear a 1-hour argument in an appeal filed by the Good News Community Church, which objected to its treatment by the town officials of Gilbert, Arizona. The church says its free speech rights protected by the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment were violated. The court's last decision on a religious-themed issue came last June. The justices ruled 5-4 that owners of private companies can object on religious grounds to a provision of President Barack Obama's signature health care law that requires employers to provide insurance covering birth control for women. The Arizona case is not as contentious, with the town receiving little support and the Obama administration backing the church. The church's lead pastor, Clyde Reed, said the town's 2008 sign ordinance treated religious messages different than other types of signs. The ordinance has different categories based on content that determine the size of the sign, where it can be placed, and how long it can be displayed. The church signs were deemed to be event signs, which meant they received far worse treatment than other types, including those displaying political and ideological messages. The town's lawyer asked the Supreme Court not to hear the case, in part because of a new, less restrictive sign ordinance that was enacted in 2011. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Attorney General Eric Holder said on Sunday the investigation into former CIA Director and retired General David Petraeus will be conducted fairly. The FBI and Department of Justice have recommended charges against Petraeus with leaking classified information to his former lover, biographer Pamela Broadwell. He allegedly gave her access to his CIA email account and other classified information during their affair. The details of the investigation were first reported by the New York Times. Some senators have voiced their support for Petraeus and have pushed back against calls for the disgraced director to be formally charged. Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, the vice chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, told CNN's State of the Union that Petraeus has suffered enough. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.